What's going on? This is TheYeahPete, and I'm going to go over 10 tips to take you from a noob to a pro at Diablo 2. First major thing is custom keybinds. How many of you are just using the regular old keyboard shortcuts? Probably most of you, okay? And that's a problem. That's a big problem. So I'm going to show you what to do. I'm going to flash my custom keyboard here on the screen. And for a few seconds, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of that and then print it out so you know. Or I'm going to show you right here, right now. So go to Options, Controls. Alright, so I use my numpad for all my character screens. So character screen, numpad 1, inventory, numpad 2, and then my skill tree is numpad 3. Quest is like numpad 6 I usually do. Party screen, 4, mercenary screen, 5. You could do 4 for quest too. 4 is quest, party 5, merc, numpad 6. Okay? For my skills, Q, W, E, next row, A, S, D, next row, Z, X, C, V. Okay, so those are all like the skills that I use. Now we keep going here. We're going to use F1, 2, F3, F4. Now these F1 through 4s I use for like buffs, like battle orders or shiver armor. Show belt. Okay, here's something important because I don't know about you guys, but I fat finger this a lot. So I put that. I also use this button as my potion number 1. And I even go down to potion number 4. And I'll do that just in case I fat finger potion number 4. Because sometimes I move my hands around. Weapon swap. I use 2 buttons. I'll use R and T. Just in case I fat finger. Okay, you want to make sure you hit that button to swap. Okay, and if you miss, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, run. I use caps lock as mine. I keep the control there, though, but I'll put caps. Now, people sometimes they think I'm yelling at them when I'm talking to them, but it's because I hit the run key, okay? Because I wanted to walk for a little bit. I'm not yelling, I'm just walking, all right? Toggle run walk. That's the caps lock. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you just go down here. Now, stand still. We have the shift, but we're also going with tab on this. So the problem I have with the shift button, using those, I used to use those. I used to have all my buttons down at the bottom. But I would always press that window key, man, and that will get you killed, alright? So I moved everything up to the shift. And it's right next to my potions. You don't have to travel far to hit your potions, because I like to use a lot of potions. Force move, that's new. Show items, alright? I use spacebar for that. I like to just use my thumb to show items. Auto map, alright? That, I like to use F. Zoom is, or page down. So I apply that. So that's how you set up the keys. For my sorceress, I use left click for my, like, orb. My E button is teleport. And W is, like, chain lightning. And then Q is another spell, and then D is always like static field for a sorceress. Then if I really need to have like a secondary set of skills, I can move it all the way down to the ZXC and use those for like a secondary set of spells. Now if you're like the paladin, I'll use E as like my run. Or vigor, and then I'll use D as like the concentrate, so then I can like toggle quickly between the auras while I'm casting hammer, while I can still hold tab, shift, so I can like
Not here.
Take a step, switch to concentration, hammer, switch back to vigor, take 3 steps, throw 3 hammers. Alright, so you want to be able to switch these hotkeys really, really fast. Switch around, and then I'd have like charges like S. And then I'd have like Z is sanctuary or something. It's very simple, but so those are the hotkeys I have set up. Number 2 thing is picking up too many items, okay? So really, the only things, I should have wrote down exactly what you should pick up to ID. So what I'm talking about is picking up items off the ground to ID or sell for gold, okay? Some people just pick up everything, alright? And I'm going to tell you what I pick up personally. So if you're newer, you are going to pick up a little more, but you need to limit what you pick up. So like at the beginning of the game, when you really need gold, I'll pick up like throwing knives, staves, orbs, scepters, and then the specialty class items like the barbarian helms, the druid helms, things like those. For selling for gold, but that usually ends at about I stopped doing that in nightmare mode. Once I get enough gold to gamble amulets, okay, then I stop picking up all that stuff. Like when I really start farming, I don't pick up I barely pick up none of that, all right? And then I pick up rares. And I do pick up blue rings at the beginning and stuff, but once you start farming, you need to seriously limit the items that you pick up, okay? So you're just going to pick up class-specific items for gold if you need gold. Now, if you don't need gold, then don't really pick them up. Like, I'll only, like, if I'm the sorceress, I'll only pick up orbs and staves, because I'm looking for something to, like, buff me. But if I wasn't a sorceress, I would not pick those up because it's... So that's pretty much the only way. Or if you're a druid, you would pick up the druid helmets. Other items that you want to pick up. Just rare gloves. Just rare boots. No rare helmets. Only circlets, diadems, and coronets. That's it. For armor... while I'm leveling through the game, I don't even pick up armor unless it's like grayed out that I can add sockets to. I'll pick up unique armors and some set armors. If you don't know what the set items are, pick them up and ID them. Weapons, I only pick up uniques, rare orbs, and wands. So I'll pick up all the uniques, ID them. You know, you got to check to see if they're any good. If you don't know what it is. Later game, I don't even pick up magic rings. I don't pick up magic amulets. Only the rares. You don't really want to pick up much stuff because every item you pick up, let's just think about how much time that wastes. You gotta walk over, you gotta pick it up. That's like 1 second. And then you gotta ID it. That's 2 seconds. And then now your inventory's full. You gotta make a town portal. You gotta go back to town. You gotta ID them, you gotta sell them, and then you gotta go back from town all the way back and go pick up more items, and it's like, holy buckets, you just wasted all your time, you know? So you can really go through twice as fast as if you don't pick up all those items. Once I have 3 of a rune, up to like Co, I don't pick up any more except for like Hell rune. I'll pick up the flawless gems. Just ask yourself, would you give one of your runes for this item? No. So some sucker, you know, some sucker ain't gonna pay you an rune for that either, alright? So don't even hold it. It's a waste of time. Don't even pick it up. And that gets me to point number 3. Hoarding items. After you find 3 shaft stops, do you need another one? So just pick it up, see if it's Eth. If it's not Eth, throw it back on the ground and continue on your run. It takes a lot of time to hoard items. All right, think about this. You got to pick up the item. You gotta ID the item. Then, once your inventory is full, now you have to transfer those items to another mule. You gotta create the mule. And then you're like, 99% of the time, you're never gonna use that item. This game is about speed. If you want to be good, you have to maximize your magic find time and pick up the items that are actually good and not just waste time picking up trash. Even like beginner items, okay? Like leveling items, you don't need to level another character. All right, you could run through the game in like a couple hours, okay, without even having twinked items. So you're wasting all this time getting twinked gear when it actually wastes more time to get that gear than it does just to level up a naked character. So just run that character through. Don't twink them out. I used to do that all the time when I was little when I played this game, and now that I look back at it and how silly it was like I spent more time trying to find the gear for like level 30 for leveling 1 to 30 than it did to just take me to get to level 30, and I was wondering why I was such a noob. Number 4, D2JSP.org. I don't even play much. I have 11,652 forum gold. All you do is click FT is for trade. ISO is in search of. If you're selling something, all you do is click the ISO and look to see either what people are paying, or you click for trade. Let's say I'm selling a V Magi. I sold a bunch of these at the beginning. 100 for a perfect one. Or it's going for 35 for a 34 stat. 34. So you'll sell like one that's under 34 for like 10, 20 forum gold. Why use D2JSP.org? Okay, if you're not using this site, you are doing it wrong, okay? This site makes trading and getting rich so easy, okay? I'm going to show you something, a little chart, okay? It's an economic model, and I'm going to show you why Diablo 2 JSP is what you need to use. This is a line. This is price. And this is time. Price is up here. We're going to do like a... I'll do V Magi because I found a V Magi like every time. So let's say this is first day of ladder. We're on the first day of ladder right here. And we find a Viper Magi. Well, that'll sell for like 1,000 forum gold. 1,000. Day 1. That's any V Magi. Let's just say like a 30, like a 33 resist Viper Magi. That'll sell for 1,000. Okay. Now we're like, let's say we're 4 weeks on ladder, 5 weeks. Now it sells for 50. Get 4 weeks of ladder. That's all right. So that's day 1. Week 3. Week 2. Week 1. Week 1, they were selling for 500. Week 2, it was like 300. Week 3, it was 100. And then week 4 and 5 was like 50. All right. This is why D2JSP.org is so important. The sooner you unload an item that you find, the more it is worth. So hoarding an item gets you nowhere, especially when you have Diablo 2 JSP. Let them hoard the items, okay? Buy the item when you need it. There's so many people that use D2 JSP. I could go on there. I could search for what I need. and get it instantly. Unless it's like a perfect item. I can get anything that's imperfect because, you know, I don't have, you know, a million hours to play. I don't get perfect gear. But other people do. Okay? They play this game like, and they want perfect items. And you know what? If I find something perfect, I am freaking putting it up there. This is why you do not hoard items, and this is why you use D2JSP. If you find an ist rune early, you can unload that at 1,000, and now week 4, now you can go off and you could buy what, 20 ist runes with that same ist rune that you found. You see what I'm saying? You see, this is why you want to use D2JSP.org. But some people say, oh, but other people, they use real money. So what? Hey, people use real money in real life, okay? If they're not going to buy it from D2JSP, you know where they're going to buy it? They're going to buy it from eBay or anywhere else, okay? I've never donated a dime to D2JSP. I kind of should, because I've used the site so much that I really should donate. Hope this kind of explains to you the importance of using D2JSP. Reason number 5, not paying attention to breakpoints. We're going to search Diablo 2 breakpoints. Here we go. This one looks pretty good. Faster hit recover and fast cast recovery. Breakpoints for all classes. I'm going to use faster cast rate because that's the easiest one to understand. And we'll go with sorceress. A breakpoint is how many frames it takes to do something. Let's say you're a sorceress and you want to cast Fireball. And I'm going to show you how important this is. And I'll probably have to do some math in my head. It's late and I'm tired and and I'm going to do it wrong. You have 10 all skills. You do 2,000 damage per fireball, and you have 105 FCR. And that's 8 frames a second is 105. 8 frames, the game runs at 25 frames a second. 25. F is for frame. 2,000 times, all right, we're going to get the calculator up. I'm going to pull up. We're going to do 25 divided by 8. I'm sure that's 3.1. 3.125. So let's just do 3.1. We'll just do times 3.1. So, well, no, we'll do it right. 3.1 times 2,000. So your fireball is going to do 6,250 damage per second. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. So that's what we're at. Now, let's imagine you're at 105 cast rate. You have 199. 199 faster cast rate. You had to sacrifice a bunch of gear swaps, SOJs and stuff. Even if you have 199 faster cast rate, you do not meet the next breakpoint to get to 7 frames. All that extra faster cast rate does absolutely no good. Let's see what 7 frames a second is if you have that fireball. 3.57 casts per second times 2,000 fireball damage. You do 7,000 damage. That 7,000 damage is only if you can get 200 FCR. Now, if you have to sacrifice 2 skill levels, well, you have to get that kind of cast rate, you have to have FCR rings. You're going to be missing out on those like let's say Stone of Jordans that you're holding. So you're going to do a lower damage, but it's going to do a faster attack. So that's how the breakpoints work. And you need to know the breakpoints for pretty much everything. That's why they're here on Diablo 2 JSP. There's faster hit recovery. That is when you get hit and you're kind of in like a, you like dodge it. You're in like a stun, okay? That's the amount of time that it takes you to become unstunned. And you see, like, Amazon, you kind of want, like, 86. Because after 86, it gets to a ridiculous amount, 174. Assassin, you can get 3 if you get 200. Or 86, you're at 4. 86 looks like it's pretty the standard number. And then, as you can see, there's different faster hit recoveries for different, like Druid, hit by a one-handed weapon, hit by any other weapon, hit by while you're in a wolf form, hit while you're in bear form. There's a lot of stuff. So if you're, depending on what character you make, you want to look at this and select your gear to hit, to optimize. You know, hey, maybe you have 85 and you just need one, you know, maybe you have 81 faster hit recovery, and you need one more charm to get the 86. Well, you're going to put that one more charm on there to hit 86. So that's what that's for, is you want to get these, hit the next breakpoint. Tip number 6 is not knowing the economy. Okay? This goes back to Diablo2JSP.org. And the little economy chart that I just showed you, okay? As time goes on, everything gets cheaper. So if you hold on to those items, eventually you won't even be able to sell them to anybody, because if everybody has that item, nobody wants it. So that's about the economy. And another thing about the economy is not getting taken advantage of. I always check the price of something before I sell it. Tip number 7 is not knowing the mechanics and the bugs of the game. Well, how do you know all that stuff? Well, I'm about to show you. Here's where I go for all my information. Ariat Summit. This tells you just about everything you need to know. If you go to basics, this tells you about the mechanics of the game, okay? Up at the top. Controls, experience. It tells you all about it. Experience penalties, how resistances work, uniques, you know, how piercing resistances work, negative resistance, the lower resistance spell. I can't go over all this with you because it would be like hours and hours of the video, but I'm going to show you where you can go and find the information yourself. Here we got vendors, you know, there's ways to lower the price of vendor items with a Geed's Fortune, and then there's a bow rune word that you can lower the prices. Go through all this. If I went through all this a long time ago, I don't really remember. Fire Enchanteds in Nightmare, they do an extraordinary amount of damage compared to how much health your character has. So anything that's got Fire Enchanted and Nightmare is probably going to kill you. So you can't be close to anything. Tip number 8 is not killing fast enough. Okay, so this kind of goes along with picking up too many items, IDing too many items, and hoarding items. Diablo is about speed, and you have to just, as the Marines would say, kill, kill, kill as fast as you can to get that drop that is good. Okay? you could pick up a bunch of junk and waste all that time when, in that same amount of time, you could have not picked any of that up and found 2 very useful items. Think outside the box. Think, what can I do to save a second here, a second there? Because that's the difference between a noob or a pro, is shaving off those seconds. Reason number 9. Is that 9 fingers I'm holding up? I sure hope so. Having too many characters. Who's done this? Me. And what's the biggest reason for somebody making an extra character is, I know it already, you found that really awesome item, right? Or you found that awesome rune, right? Oh, I found the low rune. I can make fortitude. Or I can make grief. Time to make a barb, right? Or we can go back to that chart that I drew. Don't do that, okay? That's the noob thing to do, okay? When you divide all your, let's say, all right, let's pretend. I don't know if my camera can see this. Let me see here. I'm gonna go in the big screen, the big face, the big ugly face. Oh gosh, no, that's so ugly. I'm sorry, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. You have 10. You found 10 Ist runes worth of gear. Okay. Let's say you found 2 Ist runes. You found a low rune. You found a Shaco. You found a Eth rib cracker. Oh, gotta make a druid now, right? And then you found a, oh, I don't know, a couple runes. And then you found, oh gosh, I got a wind force. Oh man, now I gotta make an Amazon. Oh, and now I got, oh, what else do we got? Oh, Storm Shield. Oh gosh, gotta make an assassin. I found a Storm Shield. And then, oh my gosh, I found an Exile. Now I gotta make a Paladin. So now you have 10 characters that each only have 1 good item. Okay, that is the wrong methodology. That's the wrong thought process. I know you get an item and you think, oh man, this is awesome. I never had this item on this for a character before. That's the wrong way to think about it. Now, the way to be good is by putting all your wealth into a single character. And the way to do that is at the moment that I find an item, I will pull up D2JSP on my phone and I will punch it in and I will sell that item right then and there. And reason number 10 is not starting a ladder reset with the proper character, aka a sorceress. If you are poor and you're a noob, don't even try to make a paladin. Alright, the paladin needs Enigma for teleport, okay? The sorceress is the... There's a reason why 90% of the people start as a sorceress. It's because it's the best. Okay, hands down. The assassin is pretty close, and the Javazon is close, but I tried them and I don't know, I don't see it. Alright, they're close as in like 50% there, okay? I don't see it the assassin, and I don't see it as an Amazon, okay? You gotta be the sorceress, okay? The teleport is just too powerful. Unless you're playing with somebody who's a sorceress and they're gonna teleport and give you portals and you're gonna play together. Like, what a lot of people don't understand is the way when people start as a paladin, they already have a D2JSP account. They're already rich. they can already afford an Enigma, okay? If you're a noob and you're starting out with nothing like I did, this ladder, you're not going to be able to afford an Enigma. So you're starting with the Paladin and now you're handicapped. You got no teleport. So now you're killing everything, you know, way slower than everybody else. I mean, yeah, you could do Chaos maybe a little faster, but that's all you can do, and honestly, it takes a lot to get stuff to drop from Chaos, alright? It takes a lot to get a lucky rune drop, and it's probably not going to happen. It's easier to stack your magic find and get those unique items and be able to either give them to your trade them or give them to yourself. So those are the 10 tips to go from noob to pro. I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, please ask them below. If this video helped you, please help me by liking and subscribing.